3.0. There we go. Skip.
Ladies and gentlemen, former Vice President.
Oh, God, no.
Dan Quayle.
Oh, Dan Quayle. Oh, my God. Dan Quayle. What the hell is Dan Quayle doing on there? That is Dan Quayle. Is that Dan Quayle? Well, he was a vice president. Dan Quayle is from Indiana. Dan Quayle is from Indiana, too. Well, isn't Mike Pence from Indiana? Isn't Dan Quayle from Indiana? Dan Quayle was the vice president for George Herbert Walker Bush. I think so. George Herbert Walker Bush. I believe so. The president after Reagan had a vice president, Dan Quayle from Indiana. Yes, Indiana seems to be important. Indiana, Quayle, and Pence, and but well, Vance is from Ohio. Well, I don't know how many vice. Well, there's Bill Clinton. Well, Bill Clinton is there, and Hillary Rodham, the Honorable, because she was the Secretary of State for the first term of Obama. So she was the Honorable. Well, the Honorable because she's the Honorable because she served as Secretary of the State, and that's the president. Well, no, she was the First Lady. They're from Arkansas. Arkansas. Yeah, from Arkansas. Yeah. Well, I guess I don't know. He was the governor of Arkansas. I don't know where they're from. I don't know where they're from. I don't know that. Well, do you know where every president was born? No, Ronald Reagan said he was born in Dixon, Illinois, he said to Tom Brokaw. If you can believe that. Well, I don't know where. Abraham Lincoln was born in Kentucky, they said. Born in Kentucky and moved to Illinois. I guess so. I don't know.
The Honorable George W. Bush.
Oh, yes, George W. Bush. George Walker Bush. W, I don't know what W stands for. George Walker? Well, his father's George Herbert Walker. George H.W. George Herbert Walker Bush. He's got 4 names. He's got 3 George Walker Bush. Well, I guess just 3 names. 3 George Walker. With George Walker. I told you, when these things are indoors, they just carry. They could never have all of this outdoors in the thing. Never too cold for that. You see, they bring everybody because it's indoors. Just invite everybody, I guess. Sure. Where are we at now in the program?
Ladies and gentlemen, the 44th President of the United States, the Honorable Barack.
Well, Barack Obama. Well, he's number 44 because Trump's 45. So Obama's 44 and Trump's 45. Well, in 16 he was 45. And then it was Biden, so that's 46th president. And then, Trump's 47. 47 and 45, meaning the 47th president, the 46th president, the 45th president, and the 44th president. Yeah, 44th president. So the 43rd president was Bush, was the 43rd, and Clinton would be the 42nd, and Clinton 42nd, and Bush would be 41. Well, Reagan would be the 40th president of the United States. The 40th president. Reagan would be 40, and Carter would be 39, and Ford would be 38, and 38, and then Nixon would be 37, and then before Nixon would be, Johnson would be, 40, 30 something. Well, I lost count now. I lost count of how many presidents. The 47th and 45th. Yeah, I don't know. Well, there's one. Well, was Washington one president? Washington one. Oh, I don't know all their names like that. That's too far back. Well, Lincoln was the 16th. We could start with 16. Yeah, Lincoln 16. And then after Lincoln, Lincoln was killed. Well, he's assassinated. Yeah, he was shot in Ford's Theater. Yeah, at the movie theater. I know the theater. Well, who was his? He had a vice president. His vice president was Andrew Johnson. Oh, I think Andrew Johnson. So was he the next president? So Lincoln, then Andrew Johnson, and 17, and well, I don't know. It gets too confusing. See how silent they are? I don't know. It's just a video anyway. We'll go forward. Well, let's get something good. Oh my God, more music. They just play more music. Oh, here we go. Yep. Well, did I miss anything? Oh, God, that guy's singing still. See, I told you, when it's indoors like this, they'll just go on forever. And it never gets to an end. I swear to God, they did swear him in as president. I know they did. He's doing something, saluting. I don't know. Now I'm lost again. Well, where am I at? I don't know. Somewhere. Exit. No. Exit YouTube, sure. That's it. We're out of YouTube now. YouTube's all over. Yeah, just 6 minutes. It's only been 6 minutes. That's it. Only 6.